In this video, we're going to learn about some of the myths associated with compliance from the certification body's point of view, from consultants, and from software. You'll be hearing from Leon Michailidis from Equal Assurance, and he's going to describe some of these myths and how maybe they'll affect you and how you can overcome these. I'm Peter from Mango, and we at Mango have a mission to get more people involved and participating in your compliance to make you successful.
All accredited CBs are equal. Well, you know, I think we all know what the answer to that is. I guess one of the areas that I tend to look at as the chair of the industry is the leadership of the CB. You know, I feel very proud to be the fact that I am also very much still on the tools. You know, maybe I'm a bit fussy with the companies that I audit these days, but I'm certainly on the tools. I've got the exemplar global tickets and all the rest of it. And I'm a chartered professional engineer, and I'm industry association leader and ex-federal safety officer and so on. So I feel very qualified to run a certification body. And when I look around at my peers, there's probably maybe 3 or 4 companies that really run by technical people that have cut their teeth in the industry. A lot of certification bodies are run by just business people, which is nothing wrong with that. But I think when you're making technical decisions, when you're making decisions that actually affect society as well, because we should never forget that when I stick a piece of paper on a wall, that should give confidence to the world that this company has certain safety or environmental practices in place. So I think leadership is an important part. Can the client, can the consultant, can industry build relationships with certifiers? I think there's a balance. You can be too cut into relationships with clients and consultants and so on, and equally you can be too distant and take the sort of the holier than thou position. So I think building suitable relationships is important. Hidden costs is another one that we get to see. We lose jobs every now and then where you went cheaper. I said, well, hang on, but did you check the $1,200 fee there and a $1,500 fee there? So I think, and also the way in which those bills are paid as well. So most certifiers are responsible in that they don't charge irresponsibly, but some do, and I think that's an important part of the decision making. This term certificate mills, does that come across your language at all? It's a popular word that's it has been there a while, but it's starting to get mainstream sort of value. And it's just the certifier that just goes in, sometimes doesn't even go in and do the audit. I mean, one of the big risks, not so much in Australia, at least our auditors might, turn up half a day, but that's another matter, but not us. I'd like to think we'd do better than that. But I think in Australia, at least, and most of the, we've got other countries represented here, but most developed countries are going to have reasonably mature markets in place, and we can argue about durations to some extent, but it's not too bad. But where the risk is in those foreign markets, and the big risk for us is certificate without audit. So you get sometimes it's actually even the certifier themselves that writes the audit report and just fabricates evidence and just produces a certificate. And we've been exposed ourselves to that market where I was said, well, there's an opportunity to get 500 certificates here, no problem, just don't do the audit. It's happened in countries like Iran, in countries like China, Korea. So it is real. Dubai, they had a beautiful sting. It was set up a guy with a briefcase and a little camera and everything, and the CEO of the certification body showing the certificate and whatever, and then they exposed the whole thing. And it was actually beautiful to watch. But that's a real issue. So certificate mills is a real problem. And rubber stampers, the audit, I just, send us all your stuff and we'll just tick it off, that's fine, don't worry about it. So that's a challenge. And I guess the other part are all accreditation bodies are equal. We have the IAF, I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, so there's the International Accreditation Forum, which is really the peak body globally because it's tied in with ISO and UN and all that sort of stuff, and that does identify member bodies around the globe that can provide accreditation to markets. I think the other point, which I haven't listed there, is that there's even non-IAF accreditation bodies actually appearing in the market. You know, because, I mean, how do you know? I mean, like, you get a certificate and it's got a nice, you know, little circle thing with olive branches and a tick, and it's got a watermark and a Q mark, and it's presented nicely. I mean, unless you actually go and validate that certificate in some process, it's very difficult for the consumer to know. They just look at that and they go tick the box and that's it. So that's another challenge as well.
If you enjoyed this video, why don't you click on the link and look at some of the other videos from industry experts.